I'm finding it really difficult to express my feelings about this part of my journey because it's something I'm still experiencing. I'm not sad about it, don't get me wrong, I'm just confused.
Is this real? Are you worth every bit of my love? Ooh, blow my mind, you really got me going. Lines collide like fireworks exploding. Colorblind.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my space. Oh my goodness, I have had such a morning. Let's not even talk about it. So anyway, oh my god, things are so annoying when you have a plan, when you plan to do something and it just goes the opposite direction. But I'm like, okay, you know what, I planned to film this video, so I'm going to film it by any means necessary. I wanted to talk about my postpartum journey because I didn't really speak much about my pregnancy while I was pregnant. I didn't really show much about my pregnancy while I was actually pregnant. I think it was coming towards the end. I think it was towards the end of my pregnancy that I posted a picture on Instagram or something. But yeah, I wanted to talk about my postpartum journey because I'm still experiencing certain things. Just a disclaimer, women experience pregnancy differently. I'm hoping me sharing my postpartum journey would help you in some way, shape or form. Just to let you guys know, life isn't perfect. The past half an hour taught me that. So, you know, things are going to go in certain ways and that's just the way it is. So my journey has not been perfect, obviously. So I just wanted to share that in hopes that it might help someone out there. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Where's my phone? Yeah, I'm going to be looking at my phone because I'm forgetful. I know we live in a very sensitive world. This video is solely based on my opinions and my experience. Hopefully you can relate, but if you don't, it's okay. So when I got pregnant, to say the least, everything swelled up, okay? My nose got bigger. My feet were swollen. I had so much fluid retention. It was crazy. The hair on my head definitely got thicker. Literally, my hair grew so much and my hairline got thicker, my edges. Thanks, baby girl, for giving mama her edges. Another thing I dealt with during pregnancy was skin discoloration. And I'm not sure if I don't think every woman experiences this, but I think this is mainly something Black women experience, African women. I think we deal with a lot of skin discoloration during pregnancy. I don't really know why. There was nothing I could do about it because, you know, these things happen during pregnancy. It was just one of those things that I had to just ride out. So my neck got darker. I might insert like a short clip because I did a lot of video diaries while I was pregnant, not necessarily to share, just to document the journey for myself. So I would insert like a little video clip here, maybe one that really shows, or a picture, one that really shows the difference between, you know, how dark my neck got compared to my face. My underarms got dark, my elbows got lighter, which is weird because I have dark elbows. But yeah, so that was just one of the things that I was like, oh wow, like I haven't really heard people talk about this as much. And if you are pregnant and you feel like sharing, or you've had a child and you feel like sharing, in the comments below, let me know if you have experienced any of these things so far. Okay, so let's move on to after pregnancy, after birth. Now, just bear in mind that your body is designed to do all of these things, okay? So go easy on yourself if you're pregnant or if you're in the early stages or late stages, you know, and even if you've just had a baby, just go easy on yourself. When my friend came to see me in the hospital after I had my daughter, she literally told me that, and I would never forget this, and I think I will tell every pregnant woman this, or every new mum this, just because a lot of women give birth, like thousands of women give birth every year, just because so many women do it, that doesn't make it easy. So just remember that. When she told me that, I was like, that is so true, because we think just because something happens every day, you know, it's easy and blah, blah. It really is not. It's literally a life or death situation. Like, it's the grace of God that we all survive, because childbirth is no joke. Let's talk about the body after birth, immediately after birth, like the first 12 hours. If you've had an epidural and you're willing to share what your body was like afterwards, please comment down below, because I don't know, can't speak about that. But for me, I didn't have an epidural, so I literally felt everything. And afterwards, obviously down there it was sore, it was throbbing and all of that. And obviously if you get stitches and all of that, that just adds to the whole party. My stomach was, obviously it was like a little pouch. It was very soft. It wasn't really sore, it was more like soft, and you can feel things were a bit, what your stomach normally feels like. I could just feel certain things were just hanging and they weren't sitting in their right place. But obviously, as you're in the hospital, you get checked, and they always, they like check like this to make sure everything's like settling back into its place. In terms of going to the loo, because a lot of people ask me this as well, I didn't really have any issues with going number 1 or number 2. Yes, it stung every time I went to use the toilet. It did, and that's just what happens. This video sounds so weird, but it's true. I'm just trying to let you know, like, the process. Women, we're strong. We're physically very strong. So as the days go on, the pain would ease off. Okay, let's talk about breastfeeding for a second. I didn't really have time to do skin to skin because I wasn't with her in the beginning because she was in the unit. So I missed out on that opportunity, and that really affected my milk supply. So I didn't really breastfeed for as long as I planned to. I'm not breastfeeding anymore. Oh, shocker. I didn't breastfeed for as long as I wanted to. If I had my way, I would still be breastfeeding now. But it's okay. It's okay. I've come to terms and I've made peace with that. Maybe the next child I would breastfeed for as long as I want. But that wasn't the case this time. And that's okay because she's happy and she's healthy and she loves her food. So, gosh, my leg hurts. Honestly, I'm getting older, The body does not operate as it used to. Okay, come on, I'm not that old. I'm only 28. Okay, so after I had my daughter, I bled for about, I would say six weeks, I think. But it's not like a full period every day for 6 weeks. It reduces, but it takes its time. So obviously you start off heavy and, like a regular period. And I didn't have any cramps or anything. And I don't think you have cramps as such. Obviously you might feel certain things because your body is like settling back to what it was and adjusting to what has happened. But it's not like you're going to be in pain 24/7. And as the days go on, the blood will reduce and all of that. So in terms of the size of my stomach, for the first 3 weeks to the first, okay, what am I saying? 3 weeks to 4 weeks after I gave birth, my stomach actually went down on its own. I didn't have to do much to flatten my stomach for the first 3 to 4 weeks. It kind of just did that on its own. But then after like 2 months post delivery, my stomach just decided to blow up again. And I'm just like, what is going on? So, and I'm still dealing with that today. This is a very touchy time, and but it's real life, and yeah. So I thought, okay, we're past that now. My stomach is flat, and my mom was like, actually, your stomach doesn't look bad. All of that stuff. It actually looks good considering the time frame. Little did I know this was going to happen. I don't know why, and I'm still going to do some research on it. I'm not in any pain or anything like that, but I just feel like my body retains fat differently now. And when I put on weight, the first place you see it is my face and my stomach area. And I love food now. So, I'm all about food right now. So I think that's another reason why my stomach is the way it is. It's not ridiculously large, but it's not what I want it to be. And it's not what I thought it would be at this time. I thought right now it would be flat. Cool. I keep saying my because I'm talking from my experience, but I don't want it to sound narcissistic. But I can't really say the stomach because it's different for every woman. Do you get what I mean? So just bear that in mind, okay? I just didn't think that this is something I would have to deal with this many months after delivery. I'm finding it really difficult to express my feelings about this part of my journey because it's something I'm still experiencing. I'm not sad about it, don't get me wrong. I'm just confused, and I didn't I didn't expect to be dealing with this far down, especially because it was so small at the beginning, and then it got bigger over time. But I think with the good diet and obviously working out, I think I should be okay. But that's just it. I don't know if other women experience it this way, but in my mind, that was kind of like backwards. I thought it would be the other way around, but obviously not. So to just wrap up everything, my skin is back to normal. I don't really have discoloration anymore. My fingers are still a bit big, but that's okay. They're not swollen. My feet are back to normal. My body is basically okay, apart from my midsection, which I'm still going to work on. But apart from that, everything else is pretty much all right. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be the exact same as before I had the baby, and I don't think that's the case for any woman. Something is bound to be different. You might be smaller than you were before you had a kid, but your insides might be different. You might experience period differently, and I actually experience periods differently post pregnancy, and it's not bad. It's for me, it's even good because before I used to have really bad period cramps, but after I had my baby, it just shows up and it's like, hello. I'm like, oh, like I don't have any period cramps. Let's just touch wood, and from my lips to God's ears and his heart, I would say that I actually sometimes I put pressure on myself to, and it might sound silly to some because it's like, come on, no, you just had a baby, but still, we're all striving to be the best versions of ourselves, and when we see something that we would like to improve on, we start to put pressure on ourselves. Some people call it motivation, some people call it pressure. But to me, no one actually puts pressure on me. I definitely do that to myself because I'm so like, when I see something that I need to correct in myself, I'm definitely tough on myself. So I do apply pressure, which is a bit unnecessary because it's a whole thing that just happened. But at the same time, I don't want to be too comfortable in this mindset like, oh, you just had a baby, so it's fine. As fine as it is, trust me, it's fine. If you decide to do nothing about your body after you've had a baby, that's totally your right, and no one should ever make you feel different. But it just depends on what you want. And obviously, I'm not really excited about the way my midsection looks. So that's why I really want to try and work on it. But at the same time, I don't want to be too hard on myself to the point where it starts to affect my mental health, which I think we're going to talk about in the next part, because I'm sure this video has enough information. But I think that's the next part that I'm going to be talking about. The mindset, how your mind changes, how your mindset changes, how your perspective changes after you've had a baby, not just to the outside world, but to yourself, how you treat yourself, how you shouldn't treat yourself, because it's a whole thing that just happened. I just really hope that if you're pregnant right now, or you just had a baby, I hope something I said in this video helped you somehow. But that's the whole point of sharing your experiences, with the hopes that you help someone who's either about to experience it or has experienced it, So just love on yourself, ladies. It's very, very, very difficult. Pregnancy itself is difficult. Childbirth is difficult. And then caring for a child afterwards, it takes a lot. So just love on yourself, and, if you have someone to love on you, that's even better. But just remember, God loves you anyway. So even if you're by yourself, it doesn't matter. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, share this video, send this video to someone who you think would need to hear something I said in this video, and I hope you stick around for what's to come. I just drew a blank, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Look who's awake.